Hello, you're watching NSG News and this is the hot seat. I'm your host, Aim Liquid. This is episode 4 of season 2, Ghana Must Work series. And today we're going to talk and raise some questions on Doomsaw, erratic power supply, and regulatory enforcement. You're welcome. Please do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share the video to other Ghana-loving Ghanaians. Doomsaw, erratic power supply. Why should it be? We raise the question because power supply, electricity, is the backbone, the driving force of every economy around the world. So if we want to do well in our economy, then we have to do all we can to have a more stable electricity supply. But interesting enough, it has become a partisan politics where the two giants on either side of the aisle point accusing fingers, something we call on the hot seat politics of blame game rather than performance. Because the hot seat, we believe there is no technological limitation for which we should be having the kind of electricity supply that we have in some areas when you don't know when it's coming and you don't know when it's going to go. And in most cases, it's not because there's fault. And to the best of the knowledge of the hot seat, we're not aware of shortage of power generation or supply. But of course, most recently, I think on the Joy News, there was a program running where there was a mention of the thermal plant and some natural gas issues. But we'll talk about that some other time. But let's stay with Doomsaw for now. Why? Since electricity became in our country, likewise in other parts of the world, comparably, we have not done much because others in other parts of the world, their electricity has improved considerably, almost to the point where we can say it's 100%. Power is on 24/7, 365 one-quarter days, and 366 days leap year. Some have never known what is called power outage because men are working. The long and short of our Doomsaw or the erratic power supply is human effect or human factor, either operationally or due to political and governmental bottlenecks. Because we can't give excuse to say the technology is not there. The technology is there. Whether we are looking at it from what is called green energy, even though it's not that green, or the thermal plants or the hydros, it is still human effect because the resources to have a formidable and a stable power supply system security 24/7 is available. So why do we take power when there's no maintenance, when there's no emergency issues, power goes and comes? It can only be human factor. Either we have not improved our networks because electricity industry, normally investment is made with redundancy. Transformers are installed bigger than required to allow the network to grow. So if it is a network issue of not having capacity, it is still human effect because we should have known and seen that it's coming to happen. We should have known and seen that the network is growing, the capacity is running out. Because most recently, one of the either the directors or one of the management team of ECG came out to say it's due to transformer overloading, even though electricity company came out to give a counter to that statement. Either way we look at it, there's something humanly wrong with what we are experiencing because it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. When instead of us to each government comes and blame the previous one is blaming the current one, when you should all be doing something small, no matter how small, it's an improvement. Of course, appreciability said is better, but most recently there was quite a considerable and extensive load shedding within Accra. You know, when you fly in the sky in the night and then you're coming down, you see patches of darkness within Accra. Huge areas dark, then the next patch, kind of like a map, all over. Why? We've got to do something. We are better than this. We have the technology. We have men and women who are educated and should be able to do something. And so we can't continue like this because electricity, power supply, it's the backbone of the trajectory of every economy. So if we truly want to improve Ghana's economy, then we have to fix the doomsaw, the erratic energy supply, erratic power supply. We have to. Tourism needs it. Who wants to go check into their Airbnbs on either on holiday, just for the summer season, or whatever they've come to do, and just wake up and realize there's no power? Who wants to? So either way, we need to begin to fix this erratic energy or power supply to entice the whole world to come invest in our economy, to entice the whole world to come and participate in our economy. It cannot be overemphasized. Small scale business is needed. Large scale business is needed. So electricity cannot become a partisan issue. Both giants on either side of the aisle should put their partisan sentiments aside, get off their partisan horses, and let's get this thing fixed and let's have a stable supply for business, for investment, for internationals to come and have confidence in our economy to spend money so that we stop borrowing too much money so people can actually bring their own money to invest in our economy rather than we going to borrow. Of course, we do know we have a special individual to arrange for such borrowing. The long and short is let's come off our partisan horses, our political leaders, any political bottleneck, because there was a time that I think there was some monies owed to ECG. Of course, they require money to function effectively and efficiently. So the long and short it, what we are experiencing is human effect, human behavior. We ought to fix our mentality and mindset when it comes to these things. Where these things are indispensable in the improvement of our economy, it should not become a partisan potato that this is pointing finger, that is pointing finger, where the job is left undone. Let's go to regulatory enforcement. We hope we have raised a good question for us to begin to look at it, because apart from that, look at the nuisance of generators making noise in the neighborhood, on the streets, because they want to keep going. The small businesses want to keep going. Regulatory enforcement. The hot seat, we believe there is nothing lacking as far as regulation law is concerned. We have them all. The only issue is the enforcement. The police on the road, the police out on the streets, the police in their offices, the service officers, the immigration officers. Wherever we go, there is every facet of policy, law, regulation to make sure we do right. But in most cases, things are not right. Why? Mentality and mindset. People are disregarding the provisions within law, within the regulation. If we can do something about that, we should have a well formidable system, because we have the systems. If they are not functioning, it is us. We don't think it's an absence of law. It is the absence of enforcement. For instance, a tax force that is asked to go and collect revenue for electricity and goes and take a bribe and walk away. Do you think, what do you think it is? He's refusing to enforce. And the people are equally participating in that craziness that, okay, take 50 Ghana cedi at the expense of using it to reduce your own bill. Because when you give that 50 Ghana to that guy, somebody else is going to come. You might end up giving another 50. The light is on. But one day you're going to meet a guy who is not going to take a 50 Ghana. But actually, you would have spent 100 Ghana towards the bill you owe. We've got to be wise. We got to look, we Ghanaians, we are intelligent. We are smart people. But sometimes we act in an interesting way that begs question. Yes, it does. You know, I sat in a taxi. I use a taxi a lot. So I sat in a taxi, and this gentleman who is driving me to where I was going said, look, we were having discussion because I love to engage them when I'm moving from place to place to see their views. That it's not just the hot seat is critical of how things are, but that on the grounds, it's facts. And most Ghanaians know it. Some of the things we say on the hot seat, it's not new. So he said he thinks the long and short of our problem is the legal system is not working. That's his opinion. Because he thinks that if the legal system or judicial system is working, that matters are dealt with effectively, efficiently, and quickly, people will sit up. I tend to agree. Now that brings me to the fact that when I meet the police as well, look, in as much as we say the police are corrupt, there are some gallant, excellent policemen who stops you, does their job, and off you go. I've met them, and I can attest to that. So I met this gentleman through conversation, and then he said, look, sir, the problem we have is this. When we want to carry out our responsibility as those mandated to enforce the law, someone up there overrides us. In effect, for instance, if he stops me and then there's something wrong with either my documents or something wrong with the car that he have to impound the car or to get me off the steering, I pick my phone and call somebody I know up high, and the person overrides his decision. Who are these people up there overriding the decision of the police on the road? You see, so the law is there. Police want to do the job, but there's someone sitting in an air condition, unperturbed by how policing should be done, and overrides. So if you're going to be overriding what the police are to do on the roads, especially those who really want to police, they are not interested in corruption. They want to police, and you keep overriding them. Why then do you have them on the streets? This is the hot seat. Ghana's authoritative patriotic program. Leave the police to do their work. So when those that are challenged or determined to be corrupt, they can be called out. And those that are diligent, gallant in their delivery of enforcing the law, let them do so. And also he said, when they stop people to actually just do checks, suddenly they become aggressive. They attack them verbally. No. You know, we met another police in Kofrodia, and she stopped us. And because the glass is tinted, I was sitting at the back, she wants it lowered. So the team sitting at the front, and she lowered the glass. So I lowered the glass, and she had a look. And then she had a conversation with us. She said, look, whenever we stop you guys, in most cases, we are not looking. It's for your own safety. And what did she say? She said, look, this gentleman sitting at the back here, the glass is tinted. If someone is holding him at a ransom at the gunpoint, how are we going to know? So when we are looking, you don't know what we are looking for. We are looking to see if something is not quite right, because you may be under pressure and you cannot speak because the guy sitting at the back, his life is at stake. And it could even be yourself, that someone is sitting in the driver's seat and holding you at a gunpoint. So people, Ghanaians, leave our policemen and women to do their job. When they stop you, roll down, roll down. Show your driving license, show it. And stop making noise. Not all of them are corrupt. Some really want to do their job. Thank you. This is all we have for you for now. Season 2, Episode 4, Ghana Must Work Series. I'm your host, M. Liquid. Till we come your way, God bless Mother Ghana. Long live the Fourth Republic. And do your part, and small, little by little, we improve our beloved Mother Ghana, which is not limited in any way. It's a self-sufficient country, blessed of the Creator. I love you all. God bless you. Bye for now.